You are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey everybody, I am Marlene Motivates, your channel for all things positive, encouraging, and self-improvement. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel and become a part of the Motivators family. How's everybody doing? Today I didn't come online with any particular objective in mind, just to do a check in on everybody and see how you guys are doing, and and have a conversation about a few things. Boss Life Online member for 40 months. How amazing is that? Thank you so much, Boss Life Online, for your membership. And how are you doing? Really appreciate you being here. Hey, Miss Yo-Yo's Closet over 50. Appreciate you being here and your support. Hey, Miss Roxanne, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much, Miss Yo-Yo. I appreciate you. And everyone here, if you guys could please hit the like, I really appreciate it. So everybody, today I'm just coming in with a topic of how are you really doing? See, there's one thing that we will say things to people who are associates, workmates, people who are toxic. We'll you tell those people all the time that you are doing well because you don't want to hear the backlash, the drama, whatever. But I wanted to come on to have a really honest, 100% conversation, real conversation. How are you really doing? Not the things that you don't want other people to know, not the things that you don't want to talk about. I mean, really, and being honest. How are you doing really? Mentally, how are you doing? And we're going to get into talking about this. But first, let me see who else is here. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. Doing okay, been better. Awesome. Awesome, Miss Roxanne. So a shout out to everyone who is here. Happy Monday. So grateful to see you all. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Hi, Deborah. How are you? Welcome in. Really appreciate you being here. I hope you all are well. So just wanted to have like the conversation, that you would have with your girlfriends, your good friends, whoever who is important to you, the conversations that you have with the check-ins, and have this conversation. How are you really doing? Not how are you just doing. How are you really doing? And it means that we have to start off first by, number one, being honest with yourself. I can say for me, for Marlene, that there's a lot of times where I was not honest with myself because I didn't want to admit that I was not doing okay. I didn't want to admit, I didn't want to tell anybody. And especially, you don't want to tell people who are negative, people who are already waiting. They're waiting in the wings, waiting for you to fall, waiting for the other shoe to drop. So you don't want to have those conversations with those people, because they will smile, they will laugh, they'll relish it, they'll love every single moment of it. There are some people, when they look at you, they're waiting for your demise, they're waiting for your downfall, they're waiting for your sadness. And those people, you can't give it to them, you know. But what we must do 100% is we must be honest with ourselves. um, at the end of the day, motivators, you have yourself. You have yourself as a friend. Even when other people disappoint you, let you down, talk about you, remember you are your first friend. And we discount that sometimes. We'll say, I'm so alone, I'm so this, I'm so that. But have you worked on your own personal relationship with yourself? And it means that for many of us, for the first time in a long time, you leave all of the drama, the lies, and put down your barriers, and you just look at yourself and have the conversation with yourself. I need to, whatever it is, whatever the conversation looks like for you. I need to slow down. I need to speed up. I need to stop making excuses. I need to get on the ball. I need to do X, Y, and Z. I need to stop doing X, Y, and Z. Whatever that honesty is for you, we must go ahead and do that. So you can fool other people, but at the end of the day, you can't fool yourself. You can't fool the things you got going on in here, your spirit, your soul. Everything that is going on with you, you can fool other people. They won't know. They will not know, but you can't fool yourself. So it means that we have to really take care of ourselves. We really have to be loving on ourselves. We really have to want to be our own friend. And motivators, that's a learned behavior. You have to learn how to be honest with yourself, because we get so used to putting up our the walls, and yeah, and walking around and smiling, and yeah, everything's okay, I'm fine. And then inside, inside you're falling apart. Inside you're sad. Inside you're dealing with so many things. So we do, motivators, we do have to be honest with ourselves. We do have to love on ourselves and know when it is time to slow down, speed up, take a break, unplug, but be honest with yourself for whatever you need. I don't mean your mama, daddy, auntie, friend, cousin, workmate, anybody down the street, people here on this app. No, I'm not talking about anybody but you. How are you doing, motivators? Are you doing okay? How are you really doing? Let's get to that and be honest with ourselves. How am I doing 100%? See what comments I missed. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you. Hi, Hippy Dippy. Welcome. Hey, Leticia. How are you? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. How's everybody doing? Hippy Dippy says, I'm always happy, but some days are harder than others. Exactly. I feel that. I feel that. Yeah. And we have to allow ourselves to have those days. We have to let ourselves, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, you're frustrated, you're confused, you're disappointed, we have to let ourselves feel that. And I can say, when we got into this pandemic and we were forced to stay at home, we kind of stayed in that mode of shutdown mode, not letting anybody in. Just telling people what they want to hear, what they want to hear on the phone, what would make them happy. But inside, in us, we really aren't. So we can put up a smoke screen for other people, but we should be doing that. We should not be doing that to ourselves. When we're our own friend, we have to know ourselves. We have to know, hmm, you know what? I think I need more rest. I think I need to get myself excited about my life. I have to find out why I'm feeling this or that that's going on with my health. Honesty. You can fool other people, but you can't fool yourself. You can play a game with other people, but you can't play yourself. You know how you feel. You know what you're going through, right? Yeah, we all do. I'm doing okay. Um, just like a comment was said earlier, I'm happy, and some days are harder than others. Yeah. So I have my moments, just like you guys. I'm a human being. I have my good days. I have my bad days. I have my horrible days. I have my days I cry. I have my days I'm angry. But one thing I'm always in control of is my outlook. That's something that I learned as I matured, as I became a stronger woman, a more accountable woman. That, yeah, that I have my days. Sometimes I don't always make the best decisions. Sometimes I disappoint other people. Sometimes I don't get the support that I want. Sometimes I don't feel love. Sometimes I don't feel special. I don't feel heard and seen the way that I need to. But then that's my responsibility. What am I going to do about it? And that takes a person who's honest. And a lot of people don't know how to be honest with themselves. They don't know what honesty means because they're so used to giving everybody what they want to hear wrapped up in a pretty bow. How we're doing is always not a nice, pretty package. Sometimes we're falling apart. Sometimes, let me just say, sometimes we just need a hug, right? Sometimes you just need a hug. You just need somebody to vent to. You need that. And it's important for you to have people like that in your life. And if you don't, I suggest that if it's not in your circle of people, that you join a support group, but you do what you need to so that you can be really doing okay. Really. So, yeah, that's how I'm doing. Thank you for asking, Leticia. Hi, Uncle. How are you doing? Welcome. I really appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Yes, and everybody, if you could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Hi, Tam Tam. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. Thank you all so much for being here. So, I definitely wanted to start this discussion to talk about how are you really doing let's start off with honesty and reflecting, am I in a good space in my life right now? And if I'm not, why not? Am I allowing other people to stop me from my happiness? It's a very difficult thing when you are in an environment with people who are toxic, people who hate themselves, people who are miserable, people who don't love themselves. It's a very hard situation to be around them and to maintain your own positivity. But another issue can be, what if it's ourself? you know what if we what if you, as a human being, as a woman, as a man, are going through something you just don't feel right? You just don't feel right about you. You're just not loving yourself. You're really down on yourself. You're putting yourself down, all of those things. That's normal. Everybody goes through those things. But the whole thing is, nothing's wrong with not being okay. But it's when you stay that way for a long and extended period of time, now it's time to do something about it. And this discussion was all about that. It was on my heart to talk about this today. So, anybody who is feeling that way, I want you to know that you're not alone. That's so important for me to say that in this discussion. You are not alone in feeling discouraged, sad, disappointed, lonely. You're not alone in that. It's a lot of people, they just put up a front and pretend that they're okay. So, like I said in the beginning, you could fool other people, but you can't fool yourself. You know what you're dealing with and going through. Yes. Right on point, right? Miss Yo-Yo says, I was struggling with acceptance, accepting other people's chaos and understanding that people will act independently of your wishes is a struggle. Exactly, Miss Yo-Yo. And it really is a struggle for the things that we go through, the things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Nobody actually told me. I don't know if somebody told you, but being an adult is hard. It's hard work because you have to do all of the things that you need to do for people who are in your family, but you also have to maintain your own sanity. And it's so important for us to have conversations like this. And it shows that so many of us deal with things, so many of us are struggling. And it's very important to have the conversations and ask, the right people, how are you really doing? Don't give me the sugar coated response. Don't give me the one that's wrapped up in a pretty little bow. You got to have people like that you don't have to walk on eggshells with them. You can just tell them a straight shot. This is what's going on with me. So I hope you have people like that in your life. And if not people, at least one person that you can lean on, that you can support, that will support you, and that you can vent with. Hey, Miss Tracy, how are you doing? Welcome in. I really appreciate you being here. So I definitely wanted to have that conversation with you guys. And when we talk about how we really are doing, ultimately it comes down to self care, because self-care is more than just bubble baths and getting a pedicure or getting your hair done, your nails done. It's more than that. Self-care means all of you, from going to your doctor's appointments, to how you eat, to what you allow around your spirit, because that's a whole word. There's a lot of people that affect our spirit in a very negative way because they bring that very negative and dark energy. Who knows what I'm talking about? So it's all of those things. So we do have to look on our self-care. And yes, it's very important to take care of ourselves, to look good, because when we look good, we feel better. Not that we feel good, because how we look is not the 100%, but little pieces. When we take care of ourselves, we feel good about ourselves. But also, we do have to think about our diet. What are we consuming? And when I say consuming, I mean, what are you consuming eating wise, and what are you consuming in your spirit? What are you allowing to come around you? Who are you associating with? um, who are those people? Because that takes a toll in how we feel about ourselves. Because if you're around people who are negative and drama, that's what you become. So a part of our self-care, our self-love, and our overall wellness is not allowing the negative, the users, the manipulators, the narcissists, the drama, the no. That's a part of our self-care too. Setting those boundaries, motivators, setting those boundaries. Self-care means self-love, and I'm going to do what I need. So that's what I said. How are you doing? I don't mean how other people want to be loved, how other people want to treat you, how other people want to support you. No. How do you need to be supported? How do you need to be loved? How do you need to be understood? How do you need to get what you want? It's about our love languages, right? It's about our love languages. How do you need to get love? How do you need to get what you need in your life? Yeah, motivators, it's about all of that. And I'm going to put the link here in the chat for anyone who would like to add to this discussion today. And let me see who is in the chat, because I know I missed a whole bunch of comments. So let me get to that. Yes, Boss Life Online. Yes, I agree. Being an adult is hard sometimes, especially with family. You said a mouthful right there, Boss Life Online. And I will say this, that if you have a very loving, kind, supportive family unit, then it's all good. But I'm talking about when you don't, when you have the dark, the using, the more that you do for me is the more that I want, is always give me more, 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 more. And the more that you put out is the more they extend their hand, give me some more, right? We all know. And it's like they never pour into you, but all you're busy doing is pouring out. All you're busy doing, here's this, here's that. And you're just so kind, right? That's what we think. We think that we're very kind. Hey, Raymond Tacular Forever, welcome. Hi, Lisa, welcome. Hey, Realist One. We tend to think that it's something that we should do. And it's no knock to anybody, but we also think a lot of times because if you're a person of faith, we think, I'm so faithful, right? I'm so faithful. And because of my faith, this is what I'm supposed to do. Listen to all my spiritual people. While it's very important to do that because we are sources of love, but also don't let love be a title, okay? To be a doormat, to be used, to be played, to be manipulated. No, no, no. That's not love. That's toxicity. Let's define that. Let's be real about it, motivators. That's what it is. People put on that word LOVE and use it as a blanket to cover up everything that they don't want to do for you. They just say they love you while you can do X, Y, and Z for me. And when you don't do it, you're every nasty name in the book. You're a good for nothing beep, 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 right? We all know it. So, with all of that being said, let's take care of ourselves. And it means something different to everybody because everybody's situation is the same. Some are younger, some are older, some finances is up here, some people's finances is down here. And it's not about what you make that matters, motivators. It's what you do with the money that you have. So even if it's $5, $10, do something that can pour into you every month with the means that you do have. Go to a discount store, buy something that you can do for some self-care. Maybe soak your feet, use some bath salts, buy yourself a special lotion, buy a candle, whatever that means for you that will help you to relax. So when I was talking about this topic of how are you really doing, being honest with yourself 100%, almost every single one of us motivators, we work hard, even sometimes too hard. And we need to have several seats, but a lot of times we can't sit down because we're the breadwinner. We're the main person to bring in income for our family. So if we don't do it, who's going to do it? So a balance is necessary, motivators. A balance is necessary when we talk about how we are doing. Balance, balance, motivators, balance, balance. That yes, while you work, make sure you're taking at least one. I want everybody who is hearing the sound of my voice, motivators, at least one day per month, one day per month, you need to be off grid. That means no phone, no answering messages, no email, no nothing. I mean off grid completely. And you just enjoy your time doing what you want to do. How many of us feel guilty about wanting to be off grid? I definitely was one of them, feeling guilty to want to spend time by myself because they want or they need me. Just because other people need you, you got to think, I'm my own friend. I need myself. I need my own sanity. I need my own sleep. I need my own self respect. And that's something that I want to elevate that inside of your mind, motivators. When you respect yourself as a woman, when you respect yourself as a man, that means what I need has nothing to do with what you need from me. Because I love myself, because I know myself, I know when I'm on thin ice. I know when I'm headed to a breakdown. I know when I need to sleep. And what that looks like for your mama, auntie, cousin, friend, whoever that you know, it doesn't mean that's what you need. Some people need 4 hours of sleep, some people need 14. We got to know what is best for us and our circumstance, our life, our health. And don't let nobody tell you what you need. You know what you need. So do what you need to do for you. That's what this conversation is all about. Us breaking down the walls and the barriers and not being afraid to say, I'm going to think about me for once in my life. I'm going to think about me and what do I need as a woman? What do I need as a man? And either slow down or speed up, because there are times that we are doing too much and we need to put the foot on the brake. And there are times where we aren't doing enough and we need to accelerate and put our foot on the gas. So depending on your life and what category you fall in, slow down or speed up, motivators. It's up to you. If your life isn't going the way that we want it to go, as motivators, we have choices. We're not toxic. We don't make excuses. We don't make excuses and blame anybody else because our life isn't the way we want it to be. No, we're fully grown over here. We're mature. We have conversations. We communicate about things, right? So, with all of that, with communication means I know what I need to do. And then making the choice. See, that's the difference. This is what separates a motivated person than a person who lacks motivation. I can look at myself and identify, say, I'm not doing enough here and I'm doing too much there. And then putting it together with a balance. Okay. That's what I want to encourage all of you motivators. It's not to talk about you or to put you down. I want to encourage each and every one of you motivators to come to a balance in your life. If you're working too much, cover a little bit of that. Slow down, put your feet up, do something that you enjoy, have some fun, laugh, because that's something that we don't do enough, motivators. Every single one of us needs to slow down and speed up at certain times. So, how are you doing, motivators? How are you doing really? Are you taking care of yourself the way you need to with your self care? Okay, with getting your rest, personal care, your finances, everything that you need to. See, this is a personal one. It's personal. So we talk about over here on Marlene Motivates how to make things apply to ourselves. I'm not talking about anybody else but you right now. And checking in on your mind, on your heart, your spirit, your soul. Are you at a good place in your life right now? Right now, are you at a good space? And if you're not, why not? See, we have to make some choices and we have to make some changes. If your life isn't going the way you want to, I encourage you, I implore you to make some changes. But it has to start with us and knowing that we have choices. We don't have to accept everything that we have got. Maybe in the past, right? Maybe that's how your mom, dad, auntie, grandma, auntie operated. Sweep things under the rug, pretend that they're always okay, walk around with a smile, and inside they're miserable, they're angry, they're covering up how they feel with vices, drinking, you know, substances, whatever it is, addictions. Let's be honest. And there's more than one addiction. There's food addiction. There's sexual addictions. There's all kinds of things that you can do to cover up how you're really doing inside. And we got to go through all of those layers, peel back just like an onion, peel it back and get to the root cause of why do I need these things in order for me to be okay? What am I hiding? What am I afraid to admit to myself? Okay, come on, somebody. What am I afraid to admit to myself? Hmm. Now that's the question. But you got to be fully grown and mature enough to answer that. So I ask again, how are you really doing? Okay. And really do something about it. Really do something about it. Not just say, I'm going to take care of it. I'll take care of it later. And then later never comes. And it really doesn't. Thank you so much, Leticia. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Hey, Nancy, how are you doing? Happy Monday. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated, Raymond. Yes. And that's one of the things that having these conversations is so important because everybody needs something. Everybody needs to know. Everybody needs something. Everybody needs something. It's not always the same things, right? Hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Everybody needs something different. Some people just, like for me, I feel like I need to sleep for the next 10 years. And there's some who really need to focus in on their health, what they're eating, go to some doctor's appointments. Some need a combination of many things. Everybody's different. Some people need to get themselves away from these toxic, hazardous, drama-filled people in our life. Everybody needs something different. But like I was saying, you got to get to the root. What is hurting me? What is hurting me momentarily in my life that I feel that I have to cover up? I have to cover it up with, drinking, substances, food addiction, sexual addiction. Come on, we're talking real over here today. What is something that you're covering up? What is something that you are hiding from others, but it's destroying you on your inside? There are some things that you think, that's nothing, and it's really something. If it means something to you, then it's something important. Even if other people in your life just that doesn't matter, but it matters to you. What matters to you is what is important. That's what matters. That's what matters, not what they think, not what they, because they don't want to talk about it because it makes them uncomfortable. Who cares? Today we're talking about ourselves and how we actually are doing, and not the sugar-coated response, not the wrapped up in a pretty little bow. No. I'm talking about some really, really, real deep talk about how you may not be doing good mentally. And it's starting to get me choked up because I know that so many are going through this. And as an empath, I can feel the energy. There's so much that each and every one of us go through every day. Every day. And sometimes the biggest war that we have is the war of our mind. That's a war. And every day you got to go to battle. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Thank you so much, Boss Life Online. I appreciate you. Miss Yo-Yo, you laughing at me? Yes. All sorts of addictions. Right, Leticia? All sorts. Thank you so much, Miss Tracy. I really do appreciate it. A dip out is a must, and they go crazy when I do. Yeah. And you have to know when you need a break. So pause, please, for the super chat for Miss Tracy. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you, Miss Tracy. Pause, please. Thank you, Miss Tracy. So we just talked about point number two, talking about self-care. So here we are at the meat, the really heavy part of this conversation. How are you really doing? So let's talk about mental health. Now, mental health is something very important. If you're not doing okay up here, everybody, the rest of you is not okay either. So you got to know the triggers. You got to know when you're doing too much, when you're coping with stuff and you want to tell yourself okay, you're not. See, you don't have to pretend for yourself. You may have to put on a front for other people just to seem normal in today's society, but everybody has mental health challenges. Everybody. And the people who say that they don't, they are lying. Every person has mental health challenges. Everybody, everybody, everybody. It's just some don't want to talk about it. And it's okay. You don't have to talk about your most innermost thoughts to everybody because everybody can't be trusted with a thing as precious as your mental health. But I'm here to tell you that if you need some assistance with your mental health, don't feel ashamed. Everybody from time to time. I know I've had to have some where I have to call in to a therapist. There's sometimes I got to check in with a counselor, a mentor, a friend, but you got to check in with somebody or you got to check out. Sometimes the reason for our mental health issues is people in our life. There are people in our life that will make you crazy. They'll make you absolutely lose your mind. You'll go nuts following behind them in romantic relationships. Just give me, give me, give me. I want more. The more you get more, I want more. Give me more. And they're never satisfied. They'll never say a thank you. You could bend over backwards until you're at zero and they still want more in that romantic relationship. You same thing with your relative. Do. Can't you do some more? Your friend. Hey, I want more of your time. I want more of this. On the workplace. The more you work, you're such a good employee. Can't you work some more? All of this will bring challenges to your mental health. Not to mention your physical health, but we're going to focus in on talking about our mental health, everybody. Your mental health matters. It really does. And don't let other people tell you when you're dealing with something, oh, that's okay. You can get over it. How one person copes with their mental health may not be how you cope with your mental health. You better ask somebody. Everybody's different. Everybody needs something different. You got to know what you want and you need at the current moment. You got to know. You got to know. You got to know. That's all I can say. You must know. I need to focus on keeping my peace. When I'm stressed, I break out in hives. Just when I think I can control my stress, here comes a hive. You know, Miss Yo Yo, one thing I never got hives, but I would get the what you call it, like a rash on my face, and every time, like when it would come the end of the year and I'm doing end of year checks and balances, I would always get this rash right here, and I found out is because I was doing so much and never doing anything to pour into myself. So just a recommendation, not only for you but everybody, don't pretend. That's why I said, how are you really doing? Not how we want to appear to other people as a pretty little bow. Oh, yes, I'm perfect. Like life in anybody's world is perfect, but do something, it's so important to do the, breathing exercises. Have a wind down routine at the end of the day. That has been crucial to my mental health. Um, for me, I had so much challenges with insomnia. Let me just put that on the table. I had so much challenges with insomnia, and my insomnia was driven because I would just be so exhausted. And yeah, you do everything you need to do with your personal care, and then I would just fall on the bed, and no wonder I'm flip flopping at night. I didn't give myself a time to wind down. So, just a suggestion to all you motivators, get yourself a wind down routine. For my wind down routine, I dim the lights throughout the whole house. Dim the lights, have something warm to drink, maybe a cup of tea, whatever is your favorite beverage, and just sit on the couch and relax. Take a few deep breaths. Um, Light some candles, put on some soft music, or maybe just nothing will bring you more peace. Whatever works better for you. Take a nice bath. Put on your a fluffy robe, some nice comfortable slippers or socks. But all of that will let your body give your body time to calm down. And for me, that helps me so much. It's like my body, every time my eyes would relax. I don't have my glasses on anymore. My eyes could relax because the lights are dim. I'm sipping my tea. I'm nice and clean in my fuzzy robe. Sometimes I'll burn a candle or something, and I let myself take some deep breaths and just think about nothing but myself for a moment. So I hope that that can help somebody. Think about yourself. I Trouble don't last always. That makes me remember this too shall pass. Yes. Thank you so much, Tamika. Hi, Puzzle Pieces. How are you doing? Welcome in. Really appreciate you being here. Yes. Facts on facts, everybody. Facts on facts. Let's see if I missed anything else. Okay. Miss Tracy says, yes, I tell them all the time what my triggers are and they don't care. When I don't care, it's a big problem. But you know what, Miss Tracy, what I had to learn is we have to learn that when others don't care about what matters to us, you got to back up from them. You sometimes have to teach people a lesson. I know that that doesn't sound nice, but sometimes you got to train people. This is what I need. And when you need, I'm there and supportive. But when I need, you're not supportive. So you give them a taste of your own medicine. When you need me, this is what I do for you. But when I need, you don't give me what I need. Then they'll recognize if I'm not nice to whoever it is, your children, your whoever, then they'll recognize, okay, I better do what they need so that they can keep doing what I need, because we can't keep giving out and never getting back, because that's how our cup will get empty. I think too much at night. My mind is never rested. And I can say for me too, Nancy, but since I've been doing a wind down routine, I don't just because I'm tired just go into bed. I allow myself some time to relax. Even if you have to lock yourself in the bathroom, wherever space that you can just be by yourself and just let yourself deep breathe. Even read a book. That's my favorite thing is I'll read one of my favorite books. Watch something that makes me laugh, and then that brings my blood pressure down. And the more your blood pressure gets down, the more you feel relaxed. And even doing some stretching, all of those things. Even for me, exercising for 30 minutes before bed will do some amazing things for you. And this is not medical advice. I'm just sharing some tips, okay, that has helped me. Yes. So just checking if I missed any more comments. Awesome. So let me go into, I think I have one or two more points. I have two more points. So how are you doing, really, motivators? Um, how do I say this? For a long time, many of us were like stuck at home, right? Not going out, not a routine of doing nice things. And you kind of get stuck in that mode when you do something for a long time into just thinking it's good to just stay at home. You kind of start feeling self conscious. And now you find yourself not even wanting to go out. You prefer to just be at home. But even if it's just a little bit, go outside, go for a walk, go to the gym, get into a hobby. But it's very important for us to have a life outside of the home, have a life outside of our relatives, but get out and get into doing something for you that really will help you in all aspects mentally. It will also help you physically. It helps your spirit too, because when you get out, you're not thinking about the things that you have going on at home. You're just enjoying being out. So let yourself go out and have some fun, everybody. Go out and have some fun and enjoy your life, okay? And I'm gonna put the link in here one more time. Okay. You're welcome, Nancy. I appreciate you and everybody who is here. Thank you all so much. Yeah, everybody, get out. Get out. And I know that it's hard for those of you who are parents, those of you who have a lot of things going on. It is hard to juggle, your responsibility versus what you want to do. There's a lot of times we want to do things for ourselves and then we just can't. We just can't. We can't do what we want to do because we're so busy adulting. Life is happening to us and we just can't do everything that we want to do. But try every day to do one thing for yourself, and it really will help you up here and also your spirit, your soul. It makes you feel so good when you do something that is not for nobody but you. Work on that every day, because how you really are doing matters. If anybody here, if you don't have people in your life that has told you that you matter, I'm here to tell you that you do. Even if you don't feel it from others, there are sometimes we have relatives or just people in our life that we know, and they don't appreciate you for everything you are, everything that you're about, everything that you can give, everything that you have sacrificed to be here. I will say, I am grateful you're still here. You are an important individual. You're loved. You are important. You have value and meaning. You have worth. You are worthy and deserving of having everything that you want. And when life happens to us, when difficulties happen, financial problems, crisis, people disappoint us, people backstab us, when those things happen to us, it becomes difficult, even if it's ourselves, motivators, even if it's ourselves. So when I say, how are you doing? Really? I mean that. Think about how you're doing here, your spirit, your soul. How are you really doing? And take care of you. So I have one last point, motivators, and then I'm going to invite my co-host to the stream. So how are you doing really? Share your thoughts with trusted. Do you guys see trusted sources? So not everybody. You can't tell everybody how you're really doing. But because we love ourselves, because we're special, important, valued, and worthy, you got to have somebody that you can lean on, a soft place for you to fall. And it's hard to find those individuals, but they are out there. It doesn't always have to be in person, it could be online, but you got to get your trusted people, your trusted sources, so that you can vent. It's very important to vent. You can't keep all that inside. And I'm especially speaking to the men. Please reach out and talk to somebody that you trust. Okay? Very important. Okay, and I've come to the end of my information. Let's welcome Nexie to the show.
Hello, Marlene.
Hi.
Hi, chat. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Um, you said something right now about the speaking to the trusted, people or someone you trust. I have been on the side of strangers that have come up to me. Sometimes I'm waiting for something, or I'm just walking around, and I feel, and they come to me and start telling me their life story. And I feel like I listen to them and, try to just be there, but I feel that it's because they don't have that trusted someone. Sometimes we have to be that for someone, even if we don't know them, because they probably cannot express this kind of feeling to families or friends, because maybe they have put their business out there once, at one time, if they had trusted them. So I have been on that receiving end of telling me their life story and asking me for, what do I think, or advice or whatever. And I always think of it as paying it forward. You have that someone in your life that you can trust. So because I'm blessed to have that person, or persons in my life, I always like to help somebody in need. I think it's an important thing for us to do as well.
Yes, it is. It's so important for us to um, find people that we can trust. And I have to say this, I'm not trying to be petty, mean, nasty, none of those things, but not everybody that we trust actually is a trustworthy person. If you guys can get what I mean when I say that,
Amen to that.
a lot of times we think because we are the trustworthy person and we think that other people are the same and they're not.
I've been burned a couple of times with that, Marlene. I have been burned a couple of times with thinking that this person I can trust, and, my most, I don't know, intimate thoughts. And I've heard my thoughts being discussed by somebody else without a name, right? So and so told me that she has a friend about this and this and that. And can you believe this? And I'm thinking, that's my exact thing. How is it possible that somebody else is going through the same thing as I am? So I have been burned a couple of times. And so, that's why I said I only have a couple of people that I can truly, truly trust.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you actually do have people that you truly can trust, I have to say this. Make sure you're saying thank expressing to those friends, I appreciate you. Thank you for being in my life. I love you. You're important. You matter to me. Thank you for who you are. I have to say that sometimes when we have very important people in our life, whether it's a relative, it's a romantic relationship, it's whatever somebody is to you, we will take them for granted and just constantly take from them, but we never pour back into them and tell them how much we love, appreciate, and are grateful for them.
Exactly. We have to do that. I had been wanting to come up since you were talking about how sometimes we have to teach others to be there for us, right? Because sometimes we're the ones doing everything for them, and they're not, doing much for us. I think
Right.
it was earlier. It's funny because you said, about the kids as well. And sometimes I find myself doing things like that because I have kids and I know they have their lives and everything, but sometimes our kids forget, that we need love too. We need attention and we need time, not just their friends, not just their best friends or their acquaintances or their romantic partners. Sometimes parents, we need time too. We need for them to, give us a little bit of what we give them. And not because they have to, right? Because we brought him to this world. It's not that. It's just that if you have time to call your best friend and text with her 15 to 20 times a day, why can't you return one of my texts, right? Kind of like that, because I've heard that a lot. But, and, sometimes you have to compete so much with their best friends or their friends or whatever that sometimes you just give up because you're like, I'm not going to be here competing for the rest of my life. Something like that just happened recently. And I'm like, you know what? I have to step back. It's not good for my mental health. And it's not good for me to disrupt the wonderful place that I'm in right now just to please someone that is not appreciating what I'm doing. So I came to that realization today, and I'm taking a step back, and their tag team is in place, so you know
Okay.
who I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
an inside joke. So I'm thinking of, I'm done. I have done everything that I can possibly do. Right now, I'm just gonna take a step back and begin with laughter
Yeah. You,
and
you, you
just.
know, you know what, Nexie? I know that it doesn't sound like a nice thing to say, but sometimes you have to give your relative, a person you're in a relationship, or whoever, a friend, a taste of their own medicine so that they
Mhm,
can see what they're doing. And I said, all I'm doing is what you do to me.
mhm,
That's all. I'm just doing what you do, and it doesn't feel good. I said, it doesn't feel good when you get it, does it?
mhm.
So stop doing it
Exactly.
to me.
And the thing is that I've been like, to me it feels like I've been competing with the best friend forever, right? And the funny thing is that when this person calls me, Marlene, I'm always there. And when this person has been sick, as right now, with surgeries and everything, the best friend is nowhere to be found, but I am. So I'm thinking, okay, 3 days or 2 days, you haven't responded. Now you need me. I have to come. And, I come over, I help. And I'm like, ignored. They're on the phone the whole time. And I'm thinking, so when I text and you don't respond, it's because you don't want to. It's not because you don't see my text. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm done. So I have made that decision and I'm home now. I've said, I'm done. And I did say that. Um, Good luck with everything from now on. And, if anything happens, hospitals or anything like that, let me know. Other than that, if you know how to count, don't count on me from now on.
Yeah.
And I said it,
Mm.
and I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, and you have to stand with that decision too,
Hmm.
because that's how they'll know that you actually do care about yourself. And a lot of times we don't understand that that's a part of showing how much you love yourself when you can stand up and say, this is what I believe in. I'm not going to change it. I'm firm in this belief. This is my foundation. These are my values, and you're going to respect me or you can step.
Yeah. And you know what, Marlene? You like me, we're the last of a large family. And if somebody
Mhm.
can be stubborn, it can be both of us.
Ah,
I've done this before. And sometimes you have to stand your ground. And it's not because you don't love them, but it's because even though you do, Marlene, you love yourself more. I'm
yeah.
sorry that I have to say that, but I love my sanity. I love the space that I'm in right now. I love me more. And I love them dearly with all my heart, but I am first, you know?
Yeah. See, and it's about making choices. The whole thing about it is years ago, I never knew that I had the choice.
Hmm.
I never knew I had the choice because I was raised that way. I feel like we were made that way, that you
Hmm.
have to support everybody who is your relative and you're falling apart. You can barely stand up, but you got to do more. You give more, give more.
Hmm.
So. that this is where boundaries are put in place. This means showing people that I respect myself, and you got to prove it to yourself too. When it's no for me, I will not feel guilty about it. I will not apologize. Hey, it's
Mhm.
Dad. How are you doing? Welcome.
Hello, is that, and that's exactly what I'm saying, is that at one point, and I think this goes back to, as parents, I'm going to go back to the kids. um, as parents, we feel that that child is still that little child you raised, right? But we need to accept that they have grown up, they're grown-ups, they have their own lives, and at the same time they're grown-ups, so you have to treat them like that, like grown-ups, or as the realist says, you have to treat him accordingly. You have to make sure that you're talking to an adult. You're not talking to your child, because at this
Yeah.
point, even though they still are your child, they are adults. And for me, it feels like, um, at some point, that communication stops. And I don't know if it's us parents that do this, that continue to treat them like little ones. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know where that communication went wrong, but I think that we have to start thinking like that, because they're adults, they're grown-ups, and they're family. So we need to
Right.
use the tools, Marlene, that you and I learned. For me, the saying no word, I mean, that's a huge deal, which I don't use anymore. And you know why? For Mr. Somebody who gets upset if I use no. But the no word for me was powerful, because like you said, we're brought up with all these ideals, because they are ideals. That's not reality. They're ideals of us always saying yes. But I'm going crazy right now, I need my me time.
Mm.
Doesn't matter, your so and so needs you, go over there and help her clean. I don't feel like it. It doesn't matter, that's your family. You better feel like it, because that's what they tell you. You better feel like it. So it's important for us that the tools that we have used, as we have gone through therapy, and whatever else you have gotten, these powerful tools, use them. Put them to good use, and make yourself be heard, make yourself be known, respected. And I appreciate all of these things that you talk about and allow me to be part of, Marlene, very much.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. The things that Nexi shares and what you guys share in the comment section. It really means a lot to me, because um, I know that means sharing private, personal things that you have going on, and that also means that you trust me, and I value that a lot. So I was just saying to one of my friends the other day that I had to back away from somebody in my life, because it's like no matter how much I would do for them, the one time where I can't do it, now it's, oh, and how come you did this for this person? It doesn't matter. I can't do for you right now, because at the time I was at work. But you don't have to explain all of those things. It was just like I was thinking, like, I tell you I can't do something once, and it's like you're acting like you're 2 years old. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, for me wanting to do anything for a lot of people, because
Hmm.
there's just sometimes I can't do it, and it doesn't mean I'm doing it because I don't want to do. Sometimes you just can't, or sometimes your life changes. What I could do 5 or 10 years ago, I can't do right now.
Hmm.
Changes.
Exactly. And sometimes, Marlene, you just don't want to. Period.
Yeah.
And you have that right. You know what I mean? I remember, I have a rheumatoid arthritis. I'm in pain all day, all night.
Mhm.
That's what this disease does. And I remember getting myself up and doing things for others when I had my swollen knee, or my shoulder was killing me, and I had to drive somewhere to do something for someone that eventually was going to say, okay, thank you, yeah, you can go now, thank you for bringing this, or thank you for doing this. And then you find out that this person has a car that they could have gone to pick up whatever it is that they wanted you to bring, or take this other person, whatever they wanted to take, they just didn't want to do it. So, once I got that powerful no, and I don't want to, no, I can, but I won't. No, it's me time. Sorry. When I got that power in me through, working on myself with my therapist, I my arthritis got better. I'm sorry, Marlene, but it got so much better because I was dedicating the time to me, to my healing, to my working on me and seeing how it's better for me to what to wear, what to stand for, how much to rest, that aggravation, that anxiety, all of that just started leaving me because even though, like I said, we love people, we need to understand that we're dealing with two, if they're adults, we're dealing with two adults. If you're dealing with a 2-year-old, you're not going to say, no, I won't, I don't want to. Although sometimes I do. That's not the point. So, you know what I mean? You can't do those things, but you have to remember you're dealing with adults. So you need to treat them as that because you are an adult. You're adulting. And even though it's a pain in the butt sometimes to be an adult, you have to make sure that they know that that's who you are.
Exactly.
Your own person.
Yeah, you have. Well, I can say for myself is a lot of my stress. I have made people into monsters. Let me just say it like that. There's certain people in my life, I've enabled them. Like I've caused them to be a certain way because there's certain things that I would always do for them. And then later on you complain about it. And then now what I don't want to do it anymore for them. Now they I've enabled them and coddled them for so long they don't understand why not now? Because now I don't want to anymore. So it's not a good thing. So to all, parents, caregivers, aunties, grandmas, fathers, uncles, don't start something that you don't want to continue.
hmm And when you know that it's going way too far, put a stop to it right away. Because although, Marlene, by saying no, I don't want to, no, I can't, no, 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 I created a lot of enemies. I also made a lot of friends.
That's good.
A lot of good friends that I wanted to keep
Yeah.
in my life who were actually better than my own family members sometimes.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah. I
Look at
found that
Gio.
too. I
Gio,
found that
I
too.
know. Gio, I know. I the same thing for me. I'm not Bank of the Americas anymore.
Yeah, Gio, I agree with this statement. People need to grow up and get into therapy. We are not your bank account, and I'm serious about that. How you gonna make make? How you gonna get mad at our money we work for? Crazy. That's a good way to get blocked. Yeah, I've been blocked. I've been blocked. A lot of people in my life, and the only time they call me is when they want something.
Oh,
So,
Marlene, what about the
mm,
and Gio? What about the can you lend me so? I mean, you don't have any more. You don't have any kids right now. You don't have any more kids. I'm sure you can lend me this and this much. And I'm like, the fact that I don't have any small kids doesn't mean that I don't still pay mortgage and bills and
yep,
food and
and have a whole life.
and I don't have kids, but I have adults in my house that eat like for 10 kids. So even though I don't have kids, you know what I mean? Small children, you don't have small kids anymore. So can I borrow? What?
And I don't
No.
know where that stigma comes from that just because you don't have small kids around that means that you have to have money for them to borrow. And it's not borrow, and it's not borrow because they'll never give it back to you. I
and
mean, have money to give you.
and Marlene, actually, when I had small kids, I spent a lot less than I do now when I have grown up kids because they eat more.
they
But
want they
people
want more.
do that.
They want more. They want more. They want more. And I agree with you, Gio. I'm not playing with my money anymore. I used to. I think about it sometimes. I'm like, do you know how much money I would have if I didn't waste? Oh my goodness! I think about all the money that would be in my bank account right now, and it makes me want to shed just one single tear.
For me, it makes me like that emoji with all the tears, all that water pouring down. That's me with all the money I would have if I had stopped what I stopped as of probably last month. Nope, you figure it out. Nope, you figure it out. Nope, you figure it out. You're on
Oh,
your own now.
oh, oh, Gio, I missed your comment. So the person that was supposed to give you your money did not give you your money. Mm, 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 mm.
Oh,
I
no,
know.
no, 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 no.
Oh, no, 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 no. We know about that, Gio.
Send me the address. Send me the address,
Send me
Gio.
the address.
We get your money for you.
Yeah, we'll get you your money.
Oh my God.
Hey, Shay, how are you doing? Welcome.
Hi,
And,
Shay.
and, and you know what? I have to. I was just thinking about a memory where somebody was like, "But you make good money,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Exactly, I make good money.
I
That
just
has nothing to do with you."
I just went back to the memory where I went into somebody else's workplace and I said, I won't leave until you give me my money. And where's your supervisor?
No, and that's what they're calling security. Security, we
I
need
said,
security
that's
up
fine.
front.
It's okay. Call him. I won't leave here until she pays me or I'm pressing charges.
Yep.
So I got my money back.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you something. This is probably very petty, but if you want money back from somebody, call their job and call them every day until you get your money.
I'll go show up.
Yeah. And say,
It's
"Oh,
so sad.
I'm just calling them because they owe me some money."
Or
And say, "I'm
show
going to
up.
call every day until I get my money."
Yeah, no, I was like, you know what? I had been calling and waiting and waiting. I said no, and I told her, you don't pay me today, I'll be here tomorrow. Well, we closed, then I'll be here Monday and
Yep. And I'll be
Tuesday
here
and Wednesday.
Tuesday,
Yep.
Wednesday, Thursday. I got the time.
I'm here Friday because you said that you get paid every Friday. So I'm here today. Give me my money.
Yeah.
And
Give
I
me
got
my
it back.
money.
And it wasn't like little money, Marlene. It wasn't a lot either. It
Oh,
was
wow.
only 500, but still, it's money that I work hard for.
Nexie,
Yeah.
$500 is not a little bit of money. Sorry to tell you.
No, I know, but people may think that it was like thousands and thousands. No, it was 500, but it was a lot for me. It was hard-earned money, and it's like I won't leave. Today is Friday. I'm sticking around till you go cash your check or take me to your ATM, and don't give me half of it. No, 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 give me all of it, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
be here next Friday again.
Oh, what's up with the pieces, everybody? What is up with the pieces? When you give somebody some money and they, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna give it back to you. I got you on payday. I promise, auntie, mom, whoever it is. I promise you, I got you." And then they come with like $100, and you be like, "What's this? What is
Hmm.
this? This is not what I gave you. No,
I
no,
didn't give it to you
take
in
it back.
pieces.
Take it back. I want the whole money. How I gave you the whole money. I want the whole money." And oh, but and I could, no, take it
I
back until you give me the whole amount.
Yep, yep. I've
And
been
then
there.
when you say that, it's like, I don't understand how people will get mad at you because you want your money. What you mad for? Like I'm like it's a gift.
And no, and here's your money, and they give it to you with an attitude. Throw it on the
No,
table or the
no, yeah.
counter.
Here's your money.
Uh-huh.
I brought your money. It's on the table. Like, excuse me.
But the funny thing is that those people, like I said to that person, there's gonna be the time. It's gonna come that one day you're gonna be right in my shoes, and
Right.
you know what? There will be more chances of you needing from me, like I said to this person, than I needed from you. And that time has come. People have been telling me, like, oh my God, I can't stop her from asking, like, what is she doing with her money or, whatever. I'm like, I don't know. Not my problem anymore. I got my money back.
Exactly. Exactly. So we have Shay here in the background. Hi, Shay.
Hey
Welcome.
y'all. Hey
Hi.
Marlene. Hey Nexie.
Hi,
Look,
Shay.
y'all, I'm in the clouds enjoying the show as usual. Okay. I'm busy. And I'm like, I'm not gonna hop on a panel because I don't have time. I'm trying to multitask. I have work this evening. But what y'all were talking about just now, I was like, oh my gosh, let me hit this panel real quick. Okay. The whole where people not wanting to pay you your money back just literally irritated my soul when y'all were talking about that. And it's like the audacity. And what I take from situations like that is you don't have respect for me or my kindness. Because I've been in that situation where I don't know if I've shared this with y'all before, but I was in a situation where I would loan my bill money. Like I remember loaning my bill money to a family member before because the bill wasn't due yet, but she was in a bind. And I remember telling her, look, I have to have my money back. I have this bill I have to pay, but it's a few weeks out. It's all good. And so when the time rolled around for her to pay me back, I didn't hear from her. So I'm like, okay,
Mm,
I'm gonna give her another day, see what happens. So another day went by, I didn't hear from her. So I contact her and she's like, oh, well, I spoke with your husband. She spoke with my husband now and he told her that it was okay. Don't worry about paying me back. I said, excuse me? Did you call him to borrow the money or did you call me? Because see, this causes division between me and him because you didn't
mhm,
call him asking for money. You called me, his wife, asking for money. And it's not like that. It's just, normally the wives were over the finances. You know how men will say yes, they have no idea what needs to be paid. They have no idea what hasn't been paid. And I get the fact that it's family, but I wasn't even upset with him necessarily. I was upset with her. We had an agreement. So if
exactly.
you ran into something, you should have called Shay and said, hey, Shay. But the thing is, I made it just as clear as day when I gave it to her. Yeah, I'll loan it, but I must have it back. So yeah, when people do stuff like that, first of all, I used to say that you don't forget when you owe people money. I'm going to kind of retract that for just a minute. It depends on what's going on in your life. I also think it depends on the amount of money. If I owe you a little hot $5, I may forget. No lie. If I owe you $500, no way. I am not going to forget I owe you $500 because I'm going to think about all the things that I must have had to do with that $500, or whatnot. So,
Hmm.
anywho, I just think it's a slap in the face when people don't want to pay you back. Y'all see, this aggravated me because I had to get on here and say something. But I just think that, communication is everything. It's like contact people, see what's going on because that same heart that gave you that money, that heart will close you off in the future because I'm not a fool and people will take your kindness for weakness. So I'm sorry, y'all, but oh, honey, that just aggravated me so bad. People act like they can't pay you back. It is, we all have our pet peeves,
Shay.
and that's one of mine.
Thank you
That's
so
definitely
much.
my pet peeve.
Thank you so much, Shay.
Exactly, Shay.
Oh, I thought you were saying something, Nexie.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was gonna tell her, Shay, and that's, when you say that that person that lent you the money, it's gonna close its heart to you, and it's true.
Hold on a second,
Yeah.
Nexie. I think Shay, can you mute?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think it sounds better now. Yeah, I'm sorry. But I had to do that. Like, this person that I lent money to, had given me the runaround for almost 3 months, probably more. And I'll give it to you Friday. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, yeah, but you said that a month ago. I know, but I've been going through this. I'm going through that. And then I've seen pictures of her going out to eat with the family, enjoying a little trip to some casino, doing all these things. And I'm thinking, okay, there's my money at work. Where is my money? And it's like I said, it's not that it was like thousands and thousands, but it's the principle of it, as you said. It's Leticia, I think, said that it's the principle of it. You have to make sure that even if it is, 25, $100, pay it back. It's not that that person may need it or whatever. It doesn't matter. That person lent you that money with good intention, with a good heart. Clean, pure heart.
That's right. So you need to be careful. You need to be careful. And not only that, that's how you get a clearer record for future references. Pay me back. Okay. If I borrow from you, I'm going to pay you back. If something comes up, I'm going to reach out to you like the adult that I am. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm not going to leave you in the winds or just leave you hanging. I don't know what you have going on. But besides that, it's like you say, it's the principle of the thing. And when you go ahead and pay, call people if something comes up, you never know. They may be able to say, well, hey, let's go for a later date. They may be able to offer that to you, but you have to keep in mind sometimes they may just need it right then. And you just need to go ahead and give it to them. And again, that way in the future, I don't have a problem loaning to anybody who either pays me back on time, or if you're not able to pay me back, you let me know what's going on. Simple.
Yep. And I just wanted to say to what you were saying next, the and Shay, what I don't understand is why when people owe you, why they start hiding and acting crazy, and why they'll say stuff like, you have the money. It doesn't matter how much money I have. It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's mine. Eh, I never will get that when people say, well, you can afford to
Right.
lose
I never
this.
will get that when people say, well, you can afford to lose this.
You don't know what somebody can afford to lose, because one thing about it, everybody's, and you don't know what kind of expenses people have. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the more a person makes, 9 times out of 10, the more expenses they pay out. So you can't try to count someone's pocket. And on top of, I mean, that's just rude. That's rude. And again, it goes to respect. To me, that it shows how much respect you have towards me, because at the end of the day, if I'm willing to look out for you and help you out, you should at least have the decency to not take advantage of it.
It's true, exactly. And Shay, what I decided, and Marlene and Chad, what I decided to do, from being burned this way, a couple of times, and by a couple I mean plenty of times. I've just been modest. What I learned to do, is I started saying, you know what, when people come to me, can you lend me this much? I will say, you know what, I cannot lend you because I don't do that anymore, but I can give you, 20, 30, $40 that I can give you. I can gift to you. You don't have to pay me back, but I cannot lend you that amount of money because I no longer do that. So by doing this, even though in the beginning they will get upset or whatever, family members and friends, right? But I got this more from family members than I did from friends. Um, they got upset in the beginning, but then they learned that it's not that, I was being stingy or mean or anything. It's just that I had been burned by so many. And now I can gift you this. And they started appreciating the fact that I was gifting them that money and they don't have to pay me back. And they appreciated that more, I think, than if I would have lent them that money and they felt obligated to pay me back.
Yeah, that's something my mom taught me. Loan what you can afford to not see again. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like if I don't have it to loan you, or let's say we're family at the end of the day. Let's say you're family, but you have a issue of paying back. Let's just say you're a sibling. You know how you have those relationships with your siblings sometimes. And it gets to the point where, yeah, like you mentioned, hey, I need $100. You know what? I really only have $40 I can afford to not see again. So how about this? I'm gonna shoot you this 40 and you don't worry about it. So yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. But see, people take these kind of things for granted. But just like they were saying in the comments, you this it shows it speaks volume of you as an individual. You gotta let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. Your word is all you have. When you tell me you're gonna pay me back, pay me back. When you tell me this, our word is all we have, y'all. So when we go to mess up, we burn bridges. And sometimes we burn bridges with people who would have always stayed in our corner. But God doesn't teach us to be a fool. I'm going to tell you right now, I was the one. I lived that life where I was the person everybody borrowed money from. Before I started my family, I had my children. Everybody could borrow from Shay. Okay. But it was just me. So yeah, I wouldn't hound you about money. You could borrow money and I may not need it. But once I started my family, it's like, no, if you borrow it, I have to have it back. You get into budgeting, you know what you have, what you don't have. So yeah, you just gotta let your yes mean yes and your no mean no, and not take advantage of people.
Yes. Yes, I agree with everything that you guys were saying. And this is a good point for us to end and go over to the members only. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Final words, Nixie first and then Shay.
Um, just again, I'm going to use this word, and I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to stand your ground. If you want respect, command that and make sure you give it back. um, Take care of your mental health, your spiritual health, and your overall health. Because if you get ill or you get sick from people, interfering in your well-being, nobody's going to be there for you. And I can tell you that from experience. So you have to make sure always to guard that. Your overall health is the most important thing, nothing else.
And I agree with Nexie. You pretty much covered what I was going to say as well. Our mental health is so important, y'all. But even before that, our spiritual well being is everything. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're trying to get your life in order, period, your health, your finances, your well being, you can't afford to skip the step of getting your spiritual health in line first and foremost, because that's where we get the proper guidance. So, everything we need to worry about will fall under getting our spiritual health intact. Even something as simple as being healthier, making healthier lifestyle choices, all of that we get from even just keeping our spirituality first. So yeah, mental health is very important, because where the mind goes, the body follows. Okay. And a lot of people have so many toxic ways and traits because it's just an expression of where their mind is. So all in all, y'all, yeah, we just want to keep a close watch on self, treat others how we want to be treated. It's like the rule of thumb. If you don't want it to happen to you, don't do it to anyone else. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, ladies. Nexie, Shay Love, and wonderful comments from the comment section below. I really wanted to do this conversation and talk about how you are really doing, because a lot of us, we sugarcoat it. We say things like wrapped up in a pretty little bow because we really don't want to say what we have to say because of judgments, because of whatever it is. But I just want you all to know that make sure you have a positive support system. Make sure you have those that you can lean on. And nothing wrong with seeing a therapist, taking a break, learning to say no, setting boundaries, all of which are important. And at the end of the day, it's about ourself. And if you don't take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially, there's going to be none of you to pour into anybody else. So make sure you're checking in on you and how you are doing. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Share this video out on your social media sites. And there's many ways to support this channel: with a like, with a share, with a subscription, with a Cash App, with a Amazon wish list, with a Cash App, whatever way that you want to support. It's all up to you, and I appreciate all of it. Thank you so much, Nexie, and to the chat. And those who are members, I'll see you guys in the members only very shortly. Final words, Nexie? Oh, she left. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys and see you guys over in the members only in a few minutes. Bye, guys.
Just know it, just breathe it and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, boy.